You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.
I'm pumped up because Snitch, here he is. Come on in.
Had a shave. Look, he's trimmed the beard. Hello,
absolute
Snitchy.
grub. Here he is. Recap of the week.
You know the week's going to get off to a flyer when this is the first subject that comes up on the show on Monday morning.
How did we not pick up that Wippa was hosting a dog show over the weekend? He was the MC of the dog jumping competition.
And we got a nice little peek behind the curtain in the studio as well.
We sounded like we were laughing as the mics came on. That's because Tom Ivy said he spent most of the weekend looking at my mum's puppies. That's Tom referencing my mother's sweet bosoms.
In my defence, that was an off-air discussion.
You rude pig.
You talking about my producer, you rude pig?
And speaking of dogs, Sarah's been having a little bit of trouble with hers.
Do you know what? All weekend I walked around saying to Gary, why does the house smell like urine? Winnie had slept in my jacket and wiped his doodle all over the...
Gary had?
No.
Sorry,
Dog
dog had.
husband.
If you're just tuning in, Sarah's talking about the dog.
Sarah's had a bit of a rough week. The guys showed her a video of a person who had multiple contact lenses stuck above their eyeball.
It's like a green blob that is sitting above her eye.
And unsurprisingly, this happened.
So as you pull the eyelid, we've lost her. Oh, we've got her a beauty. Oh, there's still more up there.
Stop.
Says is gagging.
Have a look at that. Pull the eyelid.
Thankfully, she hasn't seen what Wippa got stuck in his eye.
Do you know, I was in McDonald's one time.
One time.
I was sitting there with a mate of mine eating Glen, and I said, my eye really hurts, Ed. Can you have a look?
You had a Big Mac stuck in there.
The eyelid.
This week, the guys asked you if you'd ever helped a celebrity out of a tough spot.
Fellow team members here, Robertos Zamoros, he helped out the Prime Minister. Said to Robbie, can you please hook up my stereo upstairs?
But we weren't expecting someone so close to the show to be part of one.
Who was the celebrity?
Cameron Daddo.
Yes, my old mate,
Thanks, Snitch.
the daddy cat.
I am daddy cat. I like this and that.
He said, look, I need to get ready. Would it be possible if I could have a shower in your house? And then they went to the Logies.
You've got to be kidding me.
Oh, awesome.
So, of course, we had to get him on.
I have no recollection of this. Sure you got the right dad, O'Brien.
Yeah.
They were never fully convinced that he had the right dado, brother.
There's 25 of them.
But Cam was more than happy to remind us that he'd won himself a Logie that night.
It's actually starting to come back to me because I took my sister that night to the Logies and I won one that night.
Best random shower award goes to Cameron Daddo.
Thanks, Snitch, you wild beast.
And speaking of sexy men, Wippa brought this piece of content to the table.
The list of the world's hottest bald man has come out. Prince William has been dethroned.
It was just unfortunate that number one on the list...
Number one.
Who is this?
Mick Fanning.
isn't bald at all.
He's not bald, isn't he?
No,
You're thinking Kelly Slater.
No, I'm not. Mick Fanning.
And Fitzy took such offence to it
He's not bald, isn't he?
that he nearly broke a couple of glasses in the room with how high his voice got.
He's not bald.
Is he bald?
He shaves his head. He's got amazing hair, but he just shaves his head. He's not bald. Look at that. He's got a full head of hair.
All right, let's go with Mike from Maths.
I'm not your therapist.
Yes, Fitz, we get it, mate. You wanted to be number one.
He's not bald! He's not bald!
Fitzy has become a little infamous over the years for his terrible back announcers of songs. If you don't know what I'm talking about, here's a good example.
That is Ed Sheeran there with bad agates. It's 8:10.
It's bad habits, not agates.
Or this one.
Jack Jones and my neck there. Where did you go? Where did that pain go in my neck? I went to the physio and got it fixed. It's 8:37 for your Wednesday morning.
But this week, I'm happy to announce that we have reached the peak Fitzy bad back announce. Strap in, guys. Here he goes.
The weekend blinding lights. You know what? At the moment, I'm blinded by the cost of flights.
Ryan Fitzgerald, professional broadcaster.
Well done, buddy. Awesome stuff. Really relatable.
I think I've got a headache. Oh.
Now it's time to cover some Wippa stuff.
That's exciting to think about.
Because, man, he's had quite a week. He started the week off with this groundbreaking phone topic.
13, 24, 10. Do your feet get hot at night?
And
We've reached a new low on the show.
And the self-proclaimed king of Wordle
Got it in 4 today, says.
has started making up his own words this week too.
I'm squinting. Is that what the word is?
Squinting.
Quit squinting. Squinting.
Or wincing?
Wincing. I'm squinting, guys.
Who would have thought a guy that's so well read
what was the number one book you remember from school?
Janet Jackson's autobiography.
Hi, Mum. I'm home.
would have such trouble pronouncing things.
This guy here, Sean Shijimoto,
Fujimoto.
let's just call him Sean.
The guys asked this week if you've ever sent an accidental nude to someone.
Trying to seduce my wife, so I sent her a shot of me in the bath. I thought she'd be sprinting for it.
She did, to hold your head under.
They call me Wippa the Whale.
And I don't think they were quite expecting the response they
I
got.
didn't realise how many people have got this wrong.
Let me take a selfie.
I was in the army with a friend of mine, so he sent some documentation through to Defence Housing Australia. He's accidentally sent a nice image of himself in the bathroom.
She's replied with "Get him on the front line."
I work for my dad. Me and my partner were texting, sent me the message to say what time I start in the morning. I've texted a nude. He replied, no, I said 6, not 12.
And just before we go, we've got to give another big congratulations to Ned Brockman.
He has become the fastest Australian to run from Western Australia to here in Sydney.
It's just a pity that when we got him on the show,
A fly flew into my toe. 5 days later, the maggot started crawling around.
The eyelid.
Wippa compared his run to
Fitzy and I can relate a little bit.
the Fitzy and Wippa pub tour.
We hit a moment where we thought we can't drink any more beer. And we pushed through that moment, mate.
So just so we're clear, he was comparing this
Day 12 and had the most severe tendinitis in my shin. Drove 14 hours to Whyalla, put 2 cortisone injections in it, got back at 3 a.m. and then at 5 a.m. I started the next day and ran 700k that week.
to this.
I just lost my pants.
Bourbons, get into it. Holiday Inn.
So I'd just like to say thank you guys for your sacrifice. See you next week.
You're listening to the Fitzy and Wippa podcast.